Hello everyone, welcome to the first live of Shivi and Sharmi. So Sharmi means Sharmishta, who is just in front of you, and Shivi is Shivanya. She's right now not here because I felt that she's still not ready to face the live audience because she will just be turning one next month. That is also one of the biggest reasons why am I doing this live, because next month 30th March, it is not just my Shivi's birthday, it is my birthday also as a mother. So if any mother who is watching me, hi Vidisha, thank you for joining. Please share. Thank you. So if any mother is watching me, will also agree that when it is your first child's birthday, it is your birthday as well as a mother, isn't it? Okay. Let me see if I can just share my video live to people so that they are, yes, so that they can join. Okay. So before I start more, I will be answering a lot of questions today regarding my pregnancy journey, my postpartum, my mental health during pregnancy. And I said earlier also that I'm not a parent expert, or I'm not a pregnancy expert as well. But yes, I'm a mental health professional, and the 2 years that I had spent in my entire pregnancy journey, the time I conceived in July 2021 till today, almost 2 years. So the 2 years, whatever I faced, the 2 years, the challenges I had faced, that I will be sharing. Why I will be sharing? Because when I became pregnant, I'm a millennial mother, I feel. I'm 31 plus. I had many questions in my mind and I did not have the answers that time. And that's why I feel that if one pregnant mother, if one new mom I can touch with my journey, then my work is done. Thank you, Nidhi, for joining. Thank you, Pian, the little bundle of joy, for joining me. So thank you so much. So that's what, if one mother also I can touch with my journey, then my job is done. So before doing a delay, let me just start the video. Many people have joined. Thank you so much for joining. So these are certain questions that I have made here. And also, if any mother has any question, any doubt in their mind, they can ask me. I'll try to answer them. So these are some questions that I have made and put it in like a chit form. So these are questions basically that was there in my mind when I was pregnant. These questions were in my mind that time, but I had no answers to. Basically, I used Google to get my answers, but real answers I did not find. So I felt like if any pregnant mother also has these kinds of questions, will get an answer right now. So let me pick up a question. Let's see what question comes. So the first question that I'm going to answer is, I'll show you the question. It's a tough question. So which hospitals to prefer? Government hospital or private hospitals? Thank you, Ashwati. Thank you, Pubali Chaudhuri, for joining. Thanks a lot. So government or private hospitals? Okay, yeah, that is a question that had come to my mind. Obviously, any mother will want best medical facility when you're pregnant. Now, coming to government hospitals, there are states that do not have very good facilities of in government hospitals, but there are states where government hospitals are really very, very good, and the facilities are absolutely much better than private hospitals too. And also there is another thing known as medical insurance, or the benefits, maternity benefits. If you're working, if your husband has access to medical benefits, maternity benefits, then definitely you can go for private hospitals. But in my opinion, what I feel, that you should opt for an hospital that has a very good maternity ward. Hospitals, there are various private hospitals you will find in any city you go. I don't want to name the hospitals. There are various hospitals that are very famous, but always choose a hospital that has a very good maternity ward. That is very important, especially the nursing staff, because the difficulty that I faced when I was admitted, I was admitted in a private hospital but undertaken by a government, because my husband had medical insurance coverage on that hospital. But the difficulty that I faced in that hospital was the nursing staff. On the first day itself, I did not have a very well trained nursing staff to handle a maternity patient, and that was a disaster for me. So I had faced this challenge. So I would always suggest that opt for a hospital that has a very good maternity ward. The nurse are trained you to support you when you're lactating, if you're not lactating, because these are things that you will not know. But if you have a good maternity ward, a good nursing staff, then things will be easier. Because obviously if you have a C-section delivery, even if you have a normal delivery also, the first 24 hours is very critical for you. So opt for a hospital where the maternity ward is very good. So that was my first question. Thank you, Nilanjana, for joining, and Sandra, thanks a lot. Thank you for joining. Okay. Oh, do you have to lose weight? Do you have to lose weight to get pregnant? Oh, okay. This was my question. Yes, I had this thing in my mind that because those who know me very closely, they know that I'm not thin. I'm not thin, and I'm well built and always have been healthy and chubby. So did my weight have any complications regarding my pregnancy? Now, even if you're fat also, you can get pregnant. That is not the fact, but you need to be healthy. You need to be healthy, and you need to have a thorough body checkup. You should be healthy from inside, so that you can give birth to a life, so that when a life is growing inside you, can grow in a healthy manner. But yes, losing weight is important, because when you get pregnant, automatically you will be gaining a lot of weight. So if you are already overweight and get pregnant, so there are high chances that you will get more bulky once the delivery, and it becomes difficult for you for mobility, for even doing small works. So that is the reason why I felt that losing weight would be important, and I did lose my weight. I think I started losing my weight from the year 2020, October. So I started my weight loss journey, because I had a target of losing 10 kgs. Because I have no shame in sharing, I was 85 that time, and I was sure that if I get pregnant now, then there are high chances that I might become 95, and that might even more, and that could have a negative effect on my health and my baby's health as well. So I started losing weight, and I lost almost 10 kgs. And the time I had just lost 10 kgs, and after that, like after a period of 6-7 months only, I conceived. And the period of my losing weight was very short. I just got 2 months to wear some good clothes, and then again I got pregnant, and that's it. In fact, it was my birthday that time. I still remember I got a denim dress. I have a picture also of that on Facebook. So it was just one day I wore that, because I was into shape and I was very happy wearing those dresses. But it was very short-lived, because I could wear those dresses only for 2 more months, and then again it's in loft, and I don't know when I can wear them again. So yes, losing weight is important, but not that if you're fat you can't be pregnant. Okay, moving to another question. I'll be taking 3 more questions. If anyone else has any other question, they can type. I will answer. Okay, let me see. What is the other question? Okay, what is this question? Okay, can we exercise during pregnancy? Okay, this is a very critical question. Can we exercise during pregnancy? Did I exercise during pregnancy? If you are regularly exercising, like if you are a fit conscious person, you have been maintaining your body, you're into shape, you daily go for a morning walk, you exercise daily. If it's a daily routine for you, then it might not affect you in your pregnancy. But definitely do consult your gynecologist. Even, for example, a dancer who has been dancing all her life. So even if you're pregnant, you can dance to till a certain months, getting a consultation with your gynecologist. But obviously, if you're not into exercising all time, then it might not be a good thing during pregnancy. But if exercise is your daily habit in a day, then definitely you can. Okay, moving on to my fourth question. Those who are watching me live, please share my video so that others also can join. And thank you so much for joining. Okay. So my fourth question is, oh, okay. Now this question is very close to my heart because I had a lot of guilt because of this. I don't know whether you can see it. So whether my Shivi is a BM baby or a FM baby. Basically, if she's breastfed or she's a formula fed baby. Now this is a as I said, it's very close to my heart because no, Shivi is not a BM baby. I had to give her formula milk because I was not lactating enough. In the beginning days, it was very tough for me. Sorry that I'm getting emotional because I could not lactate well. And that's the reason why I always keep telling whoever I know that do consult a lactation consultant when you are pregnant, because that's a very important thing. And I always was under this notion that once my delivery is done, I will lactate normally. And it will not be a problem. It will like a snap. I'll be able to breastfeed my baby. It will not be a problem at all. But it did not happen. But the good thing is that Shivi did latch. Shivi latched wonderfully. Even when I had low supply milk, she latched brilliantly. Like there was no problem in latching, but my milk supply was so low that her stomach was not full. And one very important thing that time I got to know that your mental health, your stress level has a direct impact on your milk supply. And because I was having low supply, automatically I was getting demotivated. And automatically the supply was dropping down. I had tried all types of totkas. My mother, my grandmother, whoever was there around me gave me a lot of things to try. I did try a lot, but it did not work much. And then on top of that, I was also pursuing my D.Ed degree. So my final exams were just 1.5 months after my delivery. So I was totally busy with my making chart papers and all. And that's where my supply dropped drastically. It just went away. So I had to completely switch to formula milk for Shivi. And she's been having formula for almost from 2 months. 2 months I could manage to give her breast milk during the night time. But from third month itself, she was totally on formula milk. Initial days, I was sad. Today also sometimes when I feel that time, I get a bit sad that maybe if I would have, got a knowledge about it earlier, about this lactation and milk supply and what is connection with it, if with a C-section baby, normal baby, these things matter. If I had this knowledge earlier, then, I could have worked much better on my body. And things would have been better. But then today when I see Shivi, I feel like okay, no matter even if she's formula baby, she's healthy, and that's what matters to me. Okay, so my last question from the bowl that I'm going to answer. Okay, let's see what's this. Oh, What clothes to wear during pregnancy? Okay, so the moment my family got to know that I am pregnant, and Durga Puja was just there nearby. 22nd July 2021, I conceived through a test. I got to know, and Durga Puja was coming, and my family members started gifting me double XL, triple XL sizes clothes, uh, which actually I wear it still now, but they were huge. They were huge. But I would always suggest that if you're at home, you can wear, casual. During that time, I was totally into kaftan. I'm still wearing a kaftan right now because that's the most comfortable dress during that time. You don't, and because you feel very hot. You feel very hot because the pregnancy hormones make you feel a lot of hot. You feel a lot of hot. I still remember I used to take my online classes 10 in the morning. I had to switch on AC and take my classes because I just could not bear the heat and take my classes. That is the time actually when I realized that I think I'm pregnant, because I am a cold person. And in Bengali there's a term called Shitkature. I'm that person. So when I started feeling hot, I felt something is wrong with my body. Obviously that was for good. So I think mostly I answered many questions that would come to any pregnant mother's mind. Now I would move on to how did I improve how did I kept my mental health at par during my pregnancy. So I had a very packed schedule when I was pregnant. I was a special educator at a school, and that time COVID was running, so schools were online. So that was a plus point for me actually. I did not have to travel much. I used to take my classes online, but I had packed classes. And the biggest challenge was that most my classes were early morning, 8:25, 8:30. And not that every pregnancy will have vomiting as a sign or nausea. These things happen to many women, and it cannot happen also. In my case, it was there. The first 3 months, I used to just vomit early in the morning. And the biggest challenge was taking online classes in the morning, because there were days I used to take class, vomit, vomit, take class, because my schedule was set in such a way. So now it was a tough job sitting in front of the laptop. As it is, my gynecologist had told me to maintain a time like morning 8 to night 8. Whatever work you have to do on screen, it should start from 8 in the morning and should end by 8 in the evening. After that, completely no screen time. Screen time means you can obviously watch movies and listen to songs, but no typing or no scrolling. So I did used to maintain that very much. I did used to maintain that whatever work had to be done, I tried starting early in the morning 8, and by 8 in the evening I used to finish it off. Not only my online classes, I also had my D8 course running. So I had my practice teaching going on. I had to prepare lesson plan. So whatever it was, I used to finish off by 8. I used to get up early in the morning, 7 o'clock, have my breakfast, and then sit down. So I used to maintain that. So that helped me a lot. And after 8 o'clock, when my husband used to come from office, we used to watch movies or maybe some web series. But I was away from mobile. Unless it was an emergency, I did not use my mobile during my pregnancy phase. But of course, I'm sure those who are into emergency services, mobile is something you cannot do away with, but try to use it as minimum as possible, because it does have negative effect, and I did stay away from it. And I would want to share a very interesting thing about my phase of sitting on the laptop. So during my classes, I used to take my classes in the morning. There was a time every day I used to take bath around 12 o'clock, because mostly my classes used to get over by 12. So what I used to do is, because I was sitting on the laptop, so once I finished my classes, I used to start writing my lesson plans, because I had this thing in my mind that let me finish up my work and then I will get up and take my bath. But very interesting thing about my journey is that once I reached 5-6 months, That is the time when the baby starts kicking in your womb. So very interestingly, when it was 11:30, 12, she used to kick in my stomach. As if, Mama, otho, chane jete hobe, khete hobe. So it was just like an alarm. And it was very interesting. Firstly, I used to feel like, how is it possible? How does she get to know that? But actually, it's like a cycle, because regularly I used to take bath that time. I used to eat that time. So obviously, the baby is aware about the cycle, like not the time. The baby does not know that it's 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, but with the light that goes inside, the minimum amount of light or sound that goes inside, the baby gets to get aware of what's happening around. So that time, she used to kick in my tummy as an alarm that you get up now, Mama, and take bath. And when I used to take bath also, I used to talk with her. I used to rub on my belly button. My gynecologist also suggested me, and one of my brothers, who's a doctor, also suggested me that from a very early stage, I used to talk to Shivi. I used to stay alone with my husband, so it was not a problem. Even if people thought I was mad, I did not care. But I used to talk with my baby all the time, even little of the little things. My stress at school. Suppose I had a bad day, I used to tell it to Shivi. If anything, if my husband did not take up the call, I used to tell Shivi, just see, I'm calling your father is not picking up the call. So, like, basic conversations I used to do with her, like, out of nowhere. And today I see it in her that she recognizes my voice so well, and she, touch wood, she bonds with me so well, that that time, which was a little bit mad, like talking to someone, because if people used to see me that time, must have thought that ये तो crack है, किससे बात कर रहे. But actually I used to talk with my baby that time, and it did help me a lot, I can say it. Apart from that, I did a lot of manifestations. Early in the morning, I used to get up and say that I will stay calm, I will not get angry, I will not fight. Manifestations I used to do, because school pressure, those who have worked in school, or there are those who work in school, they know during the COVID time, the online pressure was a lot. It was really tough. Submitting, checking papers, everything was online. So it was really, really tiring. So manifestation was very important. Every morning when I used to get up, I used to write that in my own mother tongue. I used to write that whatever happens, I'll not get angry, I'll finish my work at this time, I will sleep this time, at this time, I will not fight, I will not get angry, I will stay calm as far as possible. I have a comment from one of my junior come new mom, Nilanjana. Tojo used to kick constantly till I had lunch in school during break time. Post lunch, I guess, used to be happy as I rub my belly and ask him paid bhurji. Yes. Absolutely. I used to also do that. It also used to happen during 7 in the morning, because that was the time I used to have my breakfast. Because as I said, my morning classes started from 8:30. So I used to have breakfast at 7, because I was aware that if suppose if vomit happens, there should be a time gap now, because after vomiting it was difficult to take a class. So I used to maintain that gap. So 7 o'clock also she used to kick in my tummy to say that Mama, breakfast khete hobe, otho. So yeah, those were the most cherishable days of my life, when she used to kick. I used to say she's bike ride করছে ভেতরে. She used to ride a bike. I did not know that time she or he, but the baby used to just had a gala time, party time inside. When she used to kick, oh God, I used to feel like she's dancing inside. But it was, and I miss that time. I miss that in that kicks in my tummy. I miss that. I totally miss that. That's one thing that I miss from my pregnancy, and that is those kicks. Okay, so these things. Another thing that I want to share. Recently, one of my colleague is pregnant, and asked me that whether I had this thing or not. Pregnancy comes with a lot of negative thoughts. Yeah, it does come. And since I'm a special educator. I work with a lot of special children, and my fellow colleague also is so. And the same negative thought that she had, I also had that time. Since you're working with special children, so it does happen sometimes that it comes in your mind that what if, what if my child is a special child too? And I would not deny that the thought did not come to my mind. It did come. It did come in my mind. What I used to do, uh, if I have to tell what I did, and I have to share a very big story, but I don't think we have much time. Rather, it'll be very elongated. But definitely, we want to. If you want to hear from me that why I felt that if it happens that ever, then what will I do? So, in a gist, I just want to share that during pregnancy there are a lot of tests that's happened, a lot of ultrasonography tests, lot of tests that happens, a lot of genetic test happens. And I remember just during my, thank you Shreya for joining, thank you Suchita Di for joining. So I remember those who have been pregnant must know this term, anomaly scan and quadruple test. So this anomaly scan is a scan that you do in the 5th month of pregnancy, and quadruple test is a 4 genetic test that you do during pregnancy. It's very important. It's one of the protocols now. So I had my first year DED exams, and just 2 days before my exam, I had severe cramps in my stomach. And my gynecologist, whom I used to see, was not available for an appointment. So I had to visit a nearby gynecologist. I will not take her name. And she did misguide me. She told me to immediately get the scan, though I did not cover the months. There's a time to have those tests, and obviously I was not aware that much. So the gynecologist sent me to do the test immediately, anomaly scan and quadruple test. I did not know that to do the quadruple test you must have the anomaly scan first. This is the protocol. But when I went to do the test, anomaly scan did not happen. They first did the genetic test, and I did the test, and the next day itself I had my exams, and we had to travel somewhere. It was far from my place, so me and my husband had traveled to that place, booked our stay for 5-6 days of my exam, and my reports came after 2 days. And when the report came, in the genetic test, it was borderline. The test report showed borderline Down syndrome. Like, it could have happened that my child could be on the borderline of Down syndrome. Now, obviously, if any mother gets that report, you will be shaken. I was shaken too. I was really, really shaken. That how is it possible? Because in my entire family, there is no such case of genetic issue. How is it possible? My brother, who is a doctor who stays in London, was a very big support that time. And I can't forget my husband too. So I still have goosebumps when I think of that day. So I was really shaken that time, that how will things happen? If such thing happens, then how will I manage? Well, whether people will accept her or not, him or not, I don't know. How will things happen? So it was really, really a tough period for me that time. But I still remember my husband told me one thing, that যাই হয়ে যাক, মানুষ হবে, আমাদের সন্তান হবে. So basically it means that whatever happens, it will be our child, our human child. So no matter what, our child, we will love them. Sorry that I really got emotional. So yeah, it was very shaking for me when I got that report. But then I manifested. I wrote to myself, rather I introspected myself, that why am I getting scared? I have seen parents with special children who are totally blank, who just don't know how to deal with special children. But they are doing wonderful. They are wonderful parents to them. And I am taking training. I'm a special educator now. I know the pros and cons. I know everything about them. I am on the much higher grounds. So why should I be scared? I know everything how to deal with a special child. So I am on the positive side. So if a normal parent who doesn't know anything about special children, who doesn't know anything about Down syndrome, who doesn't know anything about autism, if they can deal with a special child, then why can't me? Because I know everything. So that's how I just pulled up my socks and I told myself that fine, whatever happens, I'll accept it. But then when I came back after my exams, I did my tests again, and that time my test reports were normal. So that time I also got to know that in pregnancy there are many such tests that are known as false test. Yeah, false test. There's a term. I'm forgetting the term. False positive. Yes, the term is false positive. Such test reports do come. So not to be scared of that, because if you are shaken, your baby will be shaken too. So this is one such incident that happened. Yes, negative thoughts do come. You have to channelize those negative thoughts into a lot of things. Though I did not get much time, but I used to paint. As a part of my DOET course, I had to make a lot of learning tools. So when I was preparing those learning tools like shape sorter, I did a lot of creativity. So that helped me in channelizing my negative thoughts. I made a lot of chart papers and all, a lot of projects work I did, painting, then taking classes. So making those tools, I did channelize my negative thoughts, because negative thoughts can come, but you have to channelize them, and it should not be on your head for a longer time. Otherwise, your other work gets hampered. Apart from that, yoga means simple breathing exercises that you can do during pregnancy so that you have a calm, patient mind. And if you have like when you're with your partner, or if you're staying with your family, there will be a lot of issues, a lot of statements that will come to your mind. You will not feel like answering them. Don't respond. Don't respond, because if you try to respond that time, it might turn into an argument. So many a times what I used to do is I used to stop responding. I did not respond. I did not respond. I used to just stay calm, did not respond, and automatically things used to settle down, and I did not react. So best thing to do in pregnancy, if you're not happy with any statement, do not respond. That's the best thing. So these were the certain things I did during my pregnancy period. How I kept myself calm. Good food, obviously. These are things that I'm sure many of you know. I used to listen to music, used to watch movies, many things, many small things I used to do. Then I used to stand on my balcony and look into the trees. Certain birds used to come, look into the nature. I used to spend some time with myself. I used to sleep. 1 hour of afternoon sleep was very important during my pregnancy period. So I did these things so that to keep my body and my mind calm, because as I said, there was a lot of work. I had a lot in my plate during my pregnancy. Online classes, I had my tuitions, which I used to take online in the evening, and then I had my D8 course, practice teaching classes. So there were many things that were happening during my pregnancy. So for me, keeping my mind calm was the most important thing. So for that, the things that I used to do is manifestation, writing my negative thoughts, listening to music, watching movies, simple breathing exercises, ignoring certain statements, things that can be ignored. These things, and mobile, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. These are the things that I used to do. Now coming to postpartum relief. Right now, I'm still into postpartum. I'll be completing 1 year. For that, complete thank you to my parents. If my parents, my in-laws, if they would not have been there, I would have gone mad. Seriously, would have gone mad, because the waking up at night is a big challenge, is a big trouble. And I had one question that I have received from one of my friend, that what about self-care? Post delivery, mothers forget to take care about their health, about their looks. They start looking very shabby. So the first thing that I did after a month was I chopped off my hair. I chopped off my hair twice during my entire postpartum period, and I will again chop off my hair once Shivi turns 1, because that's where my entire look changes, and altogether I feel more confident. When I change my look, I feel very confident. And that's the first thing I do in terms of skincare, because obviously the way I used to take my skincare before being a mother cannot be done now, like home pedicure or face massage and all. I don't get time. Even if I get time, I don't feel like doing. I feel like taking a sleep or taking a nap or watching a web series. I just don't feel like. Yeah, I've become a little bit lazy now. Earlier, as I said earlier, in my pregnancy period, it was such a fast running pace that now I have become a little bit lazy, because when she is sleeping, I feel like also lying down and doing some work, or maybe do some other works. I do have some online classes in the evening, but the work pressure is not that much that it was during my pregnancy. So I just focus on changing my hair look so that it makes me feel confident. I checked on my food. I don't have much junk food now, but of course, if kosha mangsho is there, I cannot say no. So have good food, uh, take rest, and the best part in during postpartum is, though it is rare in India, husbands are your biggest support during postpartum. So I'm really privileged that I have Sudeep beside me. If he's listening to my life, he will be very happy. Openly on public forum, I am saying that I'm lucky that I have with him beside me, because he never said a word till now, till date, when I asked help from him regarding the baby course. And baby course means anything: changing diapers, potty cleaning, uh, oil massaging, bathing. I actually trained him, though many times my family members used to say, Chele parbe na. I said, na parbe. If mother can, why can't father? Father also can do it. So he can do everything. And when people ask me today that your husband can do all the baby chores, I proudly say yes, he can do everything. He can also cook food. Like I've taught him, because now she is into solids. So I tell him that this is the amount of food she has. Earlier when she used to have formula, that was easy part, but now it's solid food. So I even have taught him the proportion and ratio of mixing the cereals that she has. So he does feed her too. So my baby codes are totally shared. In fact, on weekends it's completely on Sudeep. Sundays are totally on Sudeep. It's Papa Day for Shivi. And that's the reason why today I'm doing a live, because Shivi is with her Papa. So that is the biggest support if you can have during a postpartum is your husband. And uh, if husbands and husbands if is supportive during that time, then most of your postpartum problems comes to an end. It really comes to an end, because your mother is there, your mother-in-law is also there. They're supportive, but the support your husband can give you during the postpartum time, nobody else can give you. And uh, just after delivery, it happens with, I don't know whether it happens with all of you, but it did happen with me that time. I needed my husband more. Though my mother was there, my mother-in-law was also there for any kind of help, but I needed him more. And those who know it or who don't know also, my husband has been transferred. He was just transferred 1 month before my delivery. So I did get him for 1 month, after 1 month of my delivery, but after that I did not. So that was also a tough time. I will not discuss it today. That is something Sudeep will not want me to discuss. But yes, the time he was there with me, he was completely there with me for Shivi and for me. And I just cannot uh, say that my entire postpartum period would have not been so easy if Sudeep was not beside me. And obviously, as I said in the beginning, also my parents, my in-laws, especially my mother, because during my D.Ed exams, my mother and Sudeep both were there to take care of Shivi. So I'm really blessed to have a family like this. And I'm sure those who are watching me, if you have such a family to take care of your child, then you can't be any less happy. So you can go for work without having a thought that what will happen at your back. So yes, my mother did a lot during my exam. So my postpartum period was not so bad. Yes, Pornali, thank you so much for joining. So if you have such parents who are so supportive, you can actually relax and go for work, and a partner who is there to support you and who is there to tell you that you do your work, I will handle the baby. I'm sure half of the mothers will co- overcome this postpartum period in their after pregnancy, after their delivery. So I had a long chat with all of you regarding my pregnancy journey. It was really wonderful talking to all of you, and those who joined, thank you so much. I really did not expect. I was really very nervous. I did cry a lot of time while sharing my journey, and I'm sure that those who have been pregnant, especially millennial mothers, because we are the ones who have become mothers very late and only one child, with the thought of having only one child, so they'll agree that the phase was really very very tough, and we all have our own story of challenges, own special stories of the period, and we all want to cherish those moments of our life. Now that we have become mothers, that pregnancy phase is gone. So the pregnancy phase is not the tough phase. This phase right now, what I am right, this is the tough phase, and I know this will also pass someday. But the pregnancy phase is the best phase. So those who are watching me live, if you're pregnant or if your friend is pregnant, enjoy this phase. Just enjoy this phase because you will miss this once you have your baby in your arm.